In this next subject area, we deal with defending against strikes. In particular, we're dealing with those strikes that come from an outside angle in. The exercise is called 360-degree defense because we are defending at a 360-degree range around us. This exercise is also used as a training method to develop peripheral vision so that we can pick up on movement on the outside. Our defense is foundational and is created at a 90-degree angle to stop the given attack. Later, we'll be adding counterattacks so that we are defending and attacking together to stop any subsequent attacks. And further, this is very important to note that other exercises seen later in knife and other subject areas are based on and are built from this foundational exercise. In this scene, we examined the 7 positions for 360-degree outside defense. John will now assume each position. The first position deals with an attack that is overhead and coming down on top of the head at almost a 90-degree angle. John raises the blade of the arm, the forearm, to defend. His blocking surface is from the tips of his fingers to his elbow and can deal with any threat in that zone. Notice that the bicep is close to his ears, this ensuring from this point in time that he will have coverage for the top of his head. Also, his chin is down so that his head is inside the defense. Position number 2. This deals with an attack to the head level coming from the outside at a diagonal downward angle. Again, the blocking surface is from the point of the tips of the fingers to the point of the elbow. And John is still and will continue to defend with the blade of his arm. Position number 3. An outside defense dealing with a horizontal attack almost parallel to the ground, still being delivered to the head level. Position number 4. Dealing with a defense for the lower part of the torso for an attack that's being delivered, again, horizontal or slightly upward at the torso. Position number 5. An outside defense dealing with a little bit lower part of the body and given when it's appropriate to do so and comfortable for the hands. This covers the same general area as position 4, but can be done or performed when the hands are in a comfortable position to make this defense. Position number 6 deals with closing of the circle at a lower level. Notice again that the forearms are defending. The blocking surface are from the fingertips to the elbow. And John is bending at the waist with slight minimal bend at the knees. If John were to bend the knees, he would bring the target area or the intended target closer to either the weapon or the striking implement. We keep the knees straight but not locked and the waist bent to keep the intended target area further away from the threat. Defense number 7 closes the bottom of the circle. Again, this defense deals with attacks that would be rising upward, almost at a 90-degree angle to the body. John is able to defend at this 90-degree angle to stop the attack. Again, defending with the forearms from the elbows to the fingers. A side view of each defense as presented with the right arm. 1. Defending the top of the head. Again, please. Notice how John is rotating his hand in a chopping-like motion and putting his weight in the defense and slightly forward. This allows for the defense to be strong, and we are almost defending with an attack. Defense position number 2, dealing with those attacks that may be delivered at a diagonal angle downward. From this position, John again rotates his hand outward in a chopping-like motion to attack with the defense rather than just placing his hand in a stagnant position. Defense position number 3 deals with a horizontal attack parallel to the ground. Again, you can see the side of the forearm, the blade, so to speak, defending in this position. Position number 4, slightly downward angle, closing in on the body so that the elbow is supported by the side of the body. The blade offers the defense. Position number 5, again defending with the side of the body, side of the forearm, and the side of the body is defended. Position number 6, out and down, dealing with an attack that is rising at a diagonal angle toward the body. And finally, position number 7, dealing with an attack that is coming straight up from the bottom of the circle towards the target. In this position, please note how John's legs are straight. He's bending at the waist. This is to afford greater distance between the limb that is attacking, or the object, the striking implement, and John's vulnerable parts on his body. From this view, we can look at John Pascal as he's delivering various attacks to prepare for the 360-degree defense exercise. John is going to build his partner. The attacks come from all angles, from the very outside to the very top and down. The attacks can be delivered two at one time. The attacks can also be delivered in a broken rhythm. Two arms or single arm. John is defending as he's demonstrated before. In this position, the attacker is sending the attacks, and John is looking towards the face or chest area of the attacker. He's using his peripheral vision to pick up on the movement of the attacking limb and defending with the appropriate 360-degree defense. Although we had 7 positions, those were merely learning positions. Defenses can be offered at any or an infinite number of positions. The attacks also from this position can vary, meaning the rhythm can speed up. 2 hands can be offered on top of one, which is referred to as broken rhythm, which has or forces John to respond with 2 defenses that overlap, or 2 simultaneous defenses occurring at the same time. The attacker can now spin and break up the rhythm, hiding the attack, to build, once again, the defender to be the best he can be to defend all possible outside type attacks that come toward him. A violent confrontation is sure to include multiple attacks. It's rare that someone in a fight gives a single attack. Here, John is defending 1 attack at a time. In our theory of defense, we realize that we want to be able to combine the defense, as John is now performing, with the counterattack. The reason for this is that the counterattack stops subsequent attacks, because the delivery of the punch and being hit by the punch causes the attacker to stall. It is difficult to send a punch when you're being hit by a punch. And this punch actually adds or serves as a defensive tool for the fight. In this scene, we'll examine progressive learning stages for the 360-degree defense exercise. A single attack is being delivered. The defender is defending close to the wrists, stopping the attack at a 90-degree angle. The attacker is bursting in at high speed. The attack is at various locations